The mockery begins. The Galactic Defense Academy floated in the darkness between stars, a massive station where the Coalition trained warriors from 47 different species. Inside Training Hall 7, the air hummed with energy signatures that would kill an unprotected human in seconds. But Commander Jaren didn't need protection. He stood at the front of the assembly, wearing simple gray fatigues that looked ancient compared to the shimmering armor and biosuits surrounding him. 83 cadets filled the tiered seating. Kralix warriors with their forearms and crystal-plated skin, Netheri psionics whose minds could bend steel, Vorum engineers whose bodies were half machine, and dozens more, each representing species that had mastered space travel thousands of years before humans discovered fire. Today we begin Advanced Threat Assessment, Jaren announced, his voice steady and unremarkable. No translation matrix needed. He spoke Galactic Standard with perfect clarity. A ripple of chittering laughter spread through the assembly. Zixkor, a towering Kralix with scales that glowed purple, stood up from his seat. Forgive my confusion, Commander, but how can a human instruct us in threat assessment when your species can barely assess the threat of your own planet's weather? More laughter. Louder this time, Jaren didn't flinch. He'd heard worse during his 3 cycles at the Academy. Humans were the newest Coalition members, and their reputation was abysmal. A species that nearly destroyed itself with primitive nuclear weapons. A people who still died from diseases that other civilizations had cured millennia ago. Short-lived, weak, and painfully ordinary. Your concerns are noted, Cadet Zixkor, Jaren replied calmly. Please activate your combat assessment interface. The cadets complied, each one interfacing with the holographic displays that materialized before them. The advanced technology read their biological signatures, measuring everything from psionic potential to cellular regeneration rates. Numbers and graphs flickered across the displays, showing impressive readings that marked each cadet as Elite. Zixkor's display showed a combat rating of 47. Impressive even by Kralix standards, and no. Netheri named Salisiva displayed a psionic index of 1203. Her telepathic abilities could disable entire squads. Vecma, a Vorum engineer, registered technological integration at 94%. More machine than flesh, and proud of it. Then Jaren activated his own display. The hologram flickered to life, projecting his human biometrics for all to see. The room fell silent for exactly 2 seconds before exploding into hysterical laughter. Every metric showed 0, psionic potential, 0, bioenhancement index, 0, technological integration, 0, energy signature, 0, cellular mutation factor, 0. Is this a malfunction? Salisiva asked, her telepathic voice echoing in everyone's minds with barely concealed amusement. The system must be broken. No sentient being registers complete zeros across all enhancement categories. The system is functioning perfectly, Jaren said. He stood there letting them laugh, letting them see what they expected to see. A primitive. A weakling. A species that didn't belong among the stars. Zixkor's scales brightened with his amusement. Commander, with respect, how did Earth Command justify sending someone with your limitations? To train Coalition elites? You possess no measurable combat advantages whatsoever. That's correct, Jaren agreed. Then you're a liability, Vecma added, his mechanical voice buzzing. In any real combat scenario, you would be the first casualty. Your organic body has no enhancements, no defenses, no adaptations beyond what your death world randomly provided. Death world. They always came back to that. Earth's classification as a Class 9 hazard planet was common knowledge. Extreme temperature variations. Aggressive microbial life. Predators in every ecosystem. A planet that tried to kill everything on it constantly. But the aliens saw it as proof of human weakness. After all, if humans were strong, why would they struggle so much on their own world? Cadet Vecma raises an interesting point, Jaren said. Who can tell me the purpose of the zero reading protocol? Silence. The cadets exchanged confused glances. Anyone? Jaren waited. The zero reading protocol was established 847 galactic cycles ago. It's one of the oldest military doctrines in Coalition history. Cadet Salisiva, you're Netheri. Your species helped write the original protocols. Surely you know this one. The psionic alien's telepathic presence flickered with uncertainty. I'm not familiar with that designation, Commander. Interesting. Jaren walked along the front of the assembly, his boots making soft sounds against the metallic floor. Behind him, the holographic display shifted, bringing up the Academy's main training interface. Let me demonstrate instead. Computer, initiate standard survival scenario. Level 5 threat environment. The room's center transformed. Holographic projectors created a perfect simulation of a hostile alien world. Toxic atmosphere. Predatory flora. Extreme gravitational variations. The kind of environment that would test even the most enhanced warriors. Cadet Zixkor, you're first. Please survive for 3 minutes. The Kralix warrior stepped into the simulation zone with confidence. His forearms flexed, his crystal plating gleamed, and his combat rating of 847 meant he was more than qualified. The scenario began. Immediately, predatory vines lashed out from the simulated jungle floor. Zixkor moved with practiced efficiency, his enhanced strength tearing through the threats. His armor deflected toxic spores. His genetic modifications neutralized airborne pathogens. 2 minutes and 47 seconds later, he emerged victorious. Breathing hard but victorious, the assembly applauded. Impressive performance, well done, Jaren acknowledged. Computer, reset scenario. Same parameters. The simulation refreshed. Jaren removed his jacket, standing in just a simple shirt and pants. No armor, no weapons, nothing but his ordinary human body. Commander, you can't be serious. Salisva's telepathic voice carried genuine concern. Without enhancements, that scenario will kill you in seconds. Perhaps, Jaren said. He stepped into the simulation zone. The scenario began. The predatory vines lashed out exactly as before. But Jaren moved differently. He didn't fight the vines with strength. He read their pattern, dodged at angles that made them strike each other, used their own momentum against them. When toxic spores filled the air, he covered his mouth with torn fabric and moved to where the simulation's air currents dispersed them. When the ground became unstable, he distributed his weight, moved with the shifts instead of against them. 3 minutes passed. Then 4. Then 5. Jaren stood in the center of the hostile environment, barely winded, having neutralized every threat without a single enhancement. The simulation ended. The holographic environment dissolved. The cadets stared in stunned silence. 0 readings, Jaren said quietly, don't mean 0 capability. They mean you're measuring the wrong things. And then every display in the training hall flickered. Red warning lights flashed across the interfaces. And somewhere deep in the Academy's core, an ancient AI system that had been dormant for centuries suddenly began recording data with one repeated tag. Alert. 0 signature anomaly detected. Earth protocol. Monitoring activated. The mockery had ended. Something else was beginning.